Alright peeps, welcome back to Cavey, episode 23. Now in the last episode we got bots working in our big mine here. It would have been cool to have seen the bots for more than a second during that, but look at them going back and forth, stocking up the mine, getting all the scrap metal out. Ready for our big smelter by the clock here to smelt it up. Or at least once I unpause it. And in order to unpause it, we're going to have to do something about the amount of beaver vacancies we have here. And that's with only 2 bloody haulers. So I think it's time to pop down another breeding pod. Right next to the lemonade stand here. Now we already have a breeding pod on this side of the lemonade stand. And we've got a set of ladders on the other side of it. So we're going to have to whip out a single high platform. And a real casual breeding pod. And a maximum priority beavers. I think we can do it. We've got loads of water and we've still got even more water storage to build, I think. Oh no, that's lemonade storage. Well, you may have to squeeze in another water tank somewhere. Oh, and I've just had the most genius idea where we can put some water tanks. We've got all this empty space knocking about in the water tank. Why didn't we get some water tanks in the water tank? Ah, look, I may have went a tad overboard with all the tanks up here. Or maybe I put the perfect amount of tanks in. Only time's gonna tell, isn't it? And I figure, especially with all these tanks down here that are under the water line here, they're just gonna get filled up automatically with fresh water, you know? A proper naughty matter jobby. I absolutely love that. I love all the dodgy little paths that going about to connect it all together and all. Paths and platforms galore over here. But anywho, I think the beavers have finally ripped up this corn. And we're going to think about popping our dirt excavator down. 2K science? Easy, yes. So what's the crack here? Why can't I put this down? Oh, is the dirt excavator one of those buildings that requires the handy dandy small warehouses? It is. That makes sense. Beavers just get that in as and when, you know, as and when. As for when the beavers get this bad lad in, why didn't we get it powered by connecting it to the big old power wheel here? We're going to very simply pop a platform there, a straight power shaft into there, handy dandy upward power shaft, followed by a handy dandy downward power shaft, and that's that in. Connect it all together there. So yeah, now beavers, get that in, but not before the old centrifuge. We need this in first, otherwise this does sweet FA. Now let's check on our bots here. Iron bot 1, how are you doing, pal? Plenty of durability left, I'm happy with that. Now I got a very interesting comment letting us know that the irrigation barriers here, as it says, stop soil irrigation and contamination from spreading beneath it. That's a bloody iron teeth fanciness that I never knew about. And that's causing a little bit of dehydration on the hill here. Now we can't remove any of these irrigation barriers because then we get contamination during bad tides. But that does make sense as to why the second this water level drops a little bit, it just all goes dry down here. Because I have a feeling if we take the world down a little bit here, we have a spot. Now you see where this path is here? That'll be getting nice and hydrated. It'll be going round the corner there, hydrating all of this. But the second the water level drops, it's not enough to actually reach around and get everything. So I have a plan for when the next drought comes along, and we drop the water level quite significantly. I fancy blowing up all of these balls here, down to the source there, and then putting... Oh, drought! Hello! Oh, in morning beavers, get yourselves doing those bloody ladders there. Look at them all gone! Beavers scurrying about and chopping down ever blossoms. We need you to chop it down and all. I've only got bloody 2 logs on the crack. As I was saying, oh, I can't do it. It's update 6. I was going to dynamite down to the sources, then put levees down, then put dirt on top so we still get the dirt irrigation going through. But yeah, no, looks like this is just as it's going to be. An old mate, the fluid dump here is very necessary. Bloody no point having years on. I thought years were paused during temperate seasons and whatnot. I thought you only came on during a bad tide. Yeah, because look, it pauses itself when the temperate season starts. It's not using basic anyway, it's using timers because this tricky box is ticked. Why are you coming on during a temperate season, mate? Let's see if it happens again here. We're going to be approaching 10 bells. Are you just going to switch back on and just take off workers for bloody 8 hours a day? No, they've stayed off, look. Oh, now they're back on now. So what's the crack? Have I messed this up? Pause it. It should be disabled though. It's a temperate season, it should be disabled. Well, we're untaking that pause on a schedule box and just manually pausing these 2. And they can just run during bad tides. Which we actually need a bad tide because I only got 57 bloody bad water knocking about. And unfortunately this tank isn't big enough to start plonking loads of large tanks down in it. Ooh, build a beaver. What are you hammering on there, pal? What are you going to get built? The impermeable roof. Thank you very much. I need that in. It's very important. You know, it actually beavers. Ooh, I see a hammering going on over here. What's this? What's getting built? Oh no, it's just the bloody engine spinning around. I thought it'd be always hammering away there like this beaver over here. Get hammering, lad. Are you getting this bad, lad, in? No, you're going somewhere completely different. I have no idea. And I'm just making sure all of the impermeable floors there are maximum priority. And that reminds me, I need to untick this because I cannot let this go up to 1 during a bad tide until this bloody pipe is capped off and gans all the way up to this floodgate and all. Because we saw what happens. The water just bloody flies out the top. It doesn't matter how tall it is. Now, builder beavers, I saw you hammering about earlier, but have you got any of this done? Not quite. Not quite. Tell you what might be a good idea to just gone through with a high priority up in here. Then the only maximum priority build on the map is this bad lad here. Oh, and I want to check as well during this drought here. We'll have to have a check and see when this bloody cave runs dry. Because it should have loads of water and pressure in it because it's been sealed for this entire bloody temperate season here. So, because of what we all know now, it's imperative to keep this all the way at the top at all times. Which is why we need to know exactly how long it takes for this cave to drain all the way down. But while we're messing around waiting for that, why didn't we hang about, do a little bit of a speedy up bit, watch the water put back on, slip, slip, slip until the drought, and get this big old breeding pod in. That's the breeding pod in. We saw some haulers slapping some water and berries in there. And look at that, we got 8 beavers for now today. Let's get the bloody switcheroo gun on the hauling post. We've definitely got flower builder beavers. And we can reprioritise all of this up here. Now, did we ever figure out beaver access over here? Other than, oh, no power, oh, the logs. Haulers, there's 10 of yous. Get some bloody logs in any one of these 3 engines. Oh, and I came round here to pause me little production on the farm. But we've got no production on the farm anymore. And 4.6k water, look at it all. We've got even more doing there, look at that. I love having loads of water stocked up, like. Now, if nothing else, let's ensure we've got all the things, minus the explosives factory because we've got no bad water, running down here. And I think it might be worth it to unpause the bot assembler and get assembling some more bots. I mean, considering we're sitting at 0 logs, I think what I meant to say was get it to 99% and then pause it. Oh, was it cheeky, cheesy beaver? No, I've got a bot one now to do. What to do with the bot? Looks like we've got 3 bots in the mines. And I'll catch you when this is at 99%. 99%. Pause ye, and we've got a bot ready to go. We just need to let you stew for another half an hour and you'll be out and working. Can't believe I got a bonus bot for no reason, like. And I've got no bloody use for them because if I put them in there, we're going to have 1 builder instead of 4. If I put them in there, we're going to have 1 hauler instead of 7. Oh, let's check, let's check. What's the cave up to? What's the cave up to? Cave is still chock-a-block there. Now, speaking of the cave, I reckon we need to get access up to this level here, like. Oh, I can't put a path there. No paths allowed. What about here? Am I allowed to path here? Nah, not allowed to path there. Bloody far along overhang. Damn. Yeah, build the platform anyway, beavers. Just whenever you get run to it. Actually, whenever you get run to it. And then if any curious kids ever come down the ladder and want to walk across and have a little, ooh, look, I'm on the ledge. Oh, these are those power wheels I keep seeing from above the floor there, aren't they? The little ones you see spinning around. There's no paths to get here, but you know, they could have a little bit of a wander around. Oh, and look at our beavers. Access straight up. How are you accessing straight up? Oh, the path to in. Well, I guess we've already sorted what access up here, haven't we? Paths in all the way along. I just had the height like that and I couldn't bloody see it. But my impermeable floors are actually 100%. That's the main thing. As well as the impermeable roofs. But yeah, now beavers, I'm just going to hang about here on speed 4 until I see the water level drop from this pipe here, because this is the tallest point in the water system, so surely this would drop before the cave would drop. There's no sluices or one-way anything that stop this water from going all the way back to the U-turn in the cave. It's just started to go down. I was thinking it was a fruitless exercise. Why didn't I see how long the drought was? Well, I guess Editor MiGly's got some maths to do. 16.6 days, so pretty much on the 17th day there. We started losing water from down here. I would imagine that means that this sluice here is open now. Or it's just closed. Well, we aren't flooded, so I don't know. But now what I'm interested in is from 16.6 days, how long until the cave starts draining? From 16.6 days. Well, since we are rapidly approaching the end of this drought here. Oh, it's literally just went down. Literally just went down there with 1 day left. So like 16 days-ish. Wow, I was just about to say this is actually sorted, and welcome to Cycle 50! Half a century of Cavey. And how did we build get? Oh, look at this, is it in? Is the pipe in? Is the pipe actually all the way in? Oh yeah, the pipe's in, but the water tank isn't in, MiGly. What are you like?
Make sure you get all the impermeable floors in so we can start opening this bloody floodgate.
MiGly mate. What a bloke. My uncontrollable impulses are telling me to do a thing. I did the thing. Let's watch it. Here we are. We've got the beavers popping in. You'll see the water come at the bottom. Oh, it's already coming up the sluice. Recap up. It's coming. Where's the water? Well, I know where it is. But do we have all of the impermeable roof/floors in? Let's have a quick squeeze. The water's building pressure. It's going to be coming up the pipe any second now. There it is. It's got the pressure. You can see it's going straight to the top. It's flying out. This is speed 1, peeps. This is speed 1 and the water's falling. Look at it again. We're flooding the industrial estate. Let's turn that off. Here. Hang about. Is that a bit of impermeable floor? Speed 3 until it all floods and guns crazy. It looks like it's not going to flood and gun crazy. But I will give me industrial estate a bit of respite. Oh, and bloody get a bit of hydration on these oaks. Maybe not that much hydration, but some hydration on these bloody oaks here. We've stopped flooding with industrial estate. It was pretty cool. I'd say it was well worth it, like. And look at this. We've got 40 odd beavers. I haven't even adjusted this and we've still got a beaver sitting in there. I think it's time to go maximum priority. 5 grafters in there. That's right. 5. Oh, and I've only got 1 bot. You know what, that might be for the best, you know. Ooh, it won't be for the best. Oh, no, the reason they're not keeping up with the owl supply is because old mate has paused in the wood workshop. And I do still have my entire industry on the crack here now. Speaking of entire industry on the crack, this is where we're going to be storing coffee, isn't it? Yeah, coffee and coffee beans. So this is most easily accessed by the level that's got the bot pod factories on them. Alright, so this level here. Now, if you remember, in a previous episode, when I popped that floodgate in for the first time, I was all like, it's no bother whatsoever, man, peeps, because I can just pop a little coffee house in there. But of course, with coffee house, it's going to have to go and written here. Well worth the 500 Skynes points. And as for doing here, we're unable to do where lots of engines run because we have the little floodgate there, as I was saying. But I think that could be a perfect little spot for an oil press. Oh, if I hadn't just put that bloody 3-long platform in, it would have been. Let me just real casually double check that because I can sort that if this actually fits. It actually fits. Let's go. Oil press up in there. And then to sort this little issue we have here out, we can side platforms of the 1-long variety. And I should be able to pop them along there. But it says, nah, MiGly, what you trying to do? Well, I'm not the biggest fan of that behaviour, like. And it's all your fault, Floodgate. Get deleted. I cannot bloody look at you. You send us up a height, man. I'm going to have to get you replaced with an aqueduct style 1 high laddie like that. Oh yes, that's well worth 500 sides points. Well worth it. Because what that lets me do is pop a little platform on top like that. And then we can whip out the hour hangs. And the hour hangs will easily support a tidy little coffee brewery on there like that. But yeah, now beavers, get that in please. And you definitely don't have to get that in. And I wouldn't mind you getting some logs in there just for shids and gigs, you know. Especially because I can start unpausing this stuff and you'll actually get it all built. Now we find ourselves with another dodgy little shape here. That isn't 3x3. But I think that's a perfect spot for a big labourer monument. Oh, I can't. And why would I put it there anyway? It would have to be on platforms. So it's risen above the rest of the industrial estate. The highest point of the estate there. And that means we get to recycle 3 of these little platforms here. And then while you are here, beavers, you may as well just whack some of those bloody power lines in, you know. And I think this is a tidy little spot for a bench. Because if you sit on that bench there, you are on the water system. You're sitting on a river. It's a river top bench. We'll definitely up the priority of these 2 power shafts so they get built before that bench does. You know, I haven't even checked through all of that. Do we have any builder beavers? Do a shite. Without ever changes, do a back down to 2 grafters in the hauling post, and that should give us a couple of grafters in the bloody workplace of the builders here. The district centre, that's what it's called. So we'll at least be doing some bloody building. But most importantly, we're slurping. We're slurping all the water up. Because we have barely enough storage, to be fair, when it comes to 30-day tides. Since we've got treated planks on the crack, and we are waiting a lot for metal blocks here. For example, that impermeable floor there, which will become an issue if it doesn't get plopped in. Do you know what? I'm going to reduce the priority of this construction site. Just so I can make sure I can see it plopped in before I crack along with something else. But if we unpause this bad lad, get the last bit of percentage out on here. There we go. I'll pause here again. We'll unpause them during a tide. When our worker shortage isn't as obvious. What are you doing grafting in the bot port factory? Well, you know what? I didn't mind you grafting in the bot port factory, but you have to be a lower priority than the builders, mate. I think we've got 4 builders now. And if I gone up to 4 bloody haulers, we still have 3 builders. And that's fine with me. Now that we've got bots on the gun, we need to keep power on the crack. Which, to be fair, during a temperate season, the bots can go and do in here and charge. But during a drought or a bad drought, they have to come all the way up here, down here, rather up around one of these bloody ladders. There he is, and get charged over there. I'd love to see a bot come use this one, like. How much power are we generating? Why, aye, nigh on 200 power, look at that, it's bloody whooshing along. I mean, we're doing to 60 odd now, but, you know, don't worry with it. As it happens, I do have a plan to make this water wheel a tad more efficient, but we need to get all this done first, basically. Bad tide approaching. I don't know why. Yeah, I know why I'm excited. It's because we can get some bad water in the big bad tank and finally get slurping that up. Oh, we got the canola oil tank in. I would have rather you got the lemonade tank in, to be honest with you, beavers, like. But, hey, it is what it is, eh? Speaking of, how are we doing on our storage up here? We've got everything assigned. We need to start rationing out the eggplants. We've got our full grape storage, tipping into our second box. Plenty of room for canola seeds, so I didn't have to rush and stress to get this bloody canola press up here. Because building that canola press requires building 2 or 3 more oil. Oh, but we do have this bad lad in. Bloody, which is a good thing, because we're getting a bad tide. We need that in. And that's allowed our beavers to pop the platform in there, which is great. I'll reduce the priority of this bad lad, because I would rather... Ooh, actually, if this gets put in... No, MiGly, nope. Remember, the pipe isn't connected to anything. It's not connected to anything. This needs to stay at 0. It's going to go to 0 automatically. Just forget about it. You're great at doing that. Just forget about it. Oh, damn. They're making progress on this bad lad. A couple of treated planks and we've bloody already got the skeleton frame in. I've never seen the update 6 skelly frame for this. It looks mad. You got the whole little central drilling unit. It's all supports on there. Oh, the beavers are exercising. Or at least they were until I showed up. And then they all went to bed. Oh, and I've got these 3 spinning away during a temperate season. Neither one I got a lack of workers, even though I popped the brand new breeding pod doing them up to bloody 45 grafters. 47 grafters if you include the bots. Oh, and something I forgot to do earlier. Let me clear this planting area. You see how this is all dried up the ground here? If I delete this irrigation barrier, it's going to turn magically green and get irrigated. Because I didn't think I did, but I had to check. I don't have any mods on that change the behaviour for this impermeable floor for the old iron teeth. And because of that little fact there, I'm going to say when this bad tide hits, I'm going to start deleting these irrigation barriers until we start getting contamination on these oaks. The second we get contamination on the oaks, irrigation barrier goes back in. But if I can get some bloody logs and treated plank back, why not, you know? We are pretty much full on our storage here of water, which is grand. Just a little bit more of a tank to go on. And if I really want to during this bad tide, because this cave here stays nice and clean, I can just unpause a little water pumper and slurp some up. The beaver's got this big straight shaft in, so I'm going to get this universal on. And picking up the logs from down there. Aye, from the top all the way down to the bottom. Do you reckon the beavers will get this in the next 0.6 days? I don't, but hey, I'm a grouchy old figure. Oh, so close. I was right, and everyone that said otherwise was wrong. But it's a hollow victory. Ah! Why and when? When and why? What? That should have been visible, surely. Was it like... Because it would have poured out the top here. It could have only poured out the top there. Oh, here. Man. Oh, no. I'm a noob. I'm an absolute a noob. Proper noob. Oh, I can't. I just... Oh, words escape me at this point in time. You know what, at least we've got loads of water storage, because we're going to have to fill this big thing up once again with water for, I don't know, is this the second time I've made this mistake now in the bloody... Oh, you think I would learn? Well, no, actually, this is a different one. This is a different mistake. Why have we got contamination here? Why do we have contamination there? Surely not. Nah, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that this bit of irrigation barrier has anything to do with this contamination here. Oh, dude, if this block's contaminated, this block needs a bloody irrigation barrier. Irrigation barrier, get on there, pal. Maximum priority. And the beavers can reach? Ah, the beavers can reach, no bother. Let's get the angle of the beaver on top, banging through the old hour hang to get our big irrigation barrier on here. And now we've got a nice clean bit of land here. Why is it not cleaning up? Where's the contamination coming from? No, look, it can't be this block because these oaks are fine, right? These oaks are fine. It cannot be this block. Where's the contamination coming from? I mean, I can put an irrigation barrier there to say it's going through the land under the sluice, maybe? Let's pop one on there, see if that makes a difference. Now, does that make a difference at all? Like, kind of, a little bit. I guess I gotta put the other ones on then. Beavers, get those irrigation barriers on in front of the sluices. With a proper quickness. Nay messing about here, beavers. Oh, the beavers are up here putting it in, aren't they? Obviously. But anyway, look. It's gonna start getting green. Beavers can plant trees wherever they want to now. And you know what? Since we know that this blocks contamination and bloody water flow, delete this. That's got nothing to do with what I was saying, but I want to make sure we don't get any contamination issues here. And if I delete this, do we get contamination issues on the oak? Nah, happy days. You see, we'll get our bonus resources back from those piles there. Yeah, speaking of bonus resources, I've just worked out I didn't need this little bit of platform here. I'll take me 9 of each, thank you very muchly. And what else I'll do is take this 8 scrap metal, toss off the old tunnel, because there's no point coming to this side of it, because it's all contaminated, and then waiting for beavers to pick this up. And plopping an irrigation barrier on there with the maximum priority, because you'll see when it's placed in, that oak on the left will no longer be on contaminated ground, and it'll grow us 8 logs every month. If you class 30 days as a month, that is. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We've got all the oaks we could ever want over here, during bad tides, good tides. And we got 75% of the resources back for the nonsensical irrigation barriers we had down here. I'd say that's a win overall. Overall. I'm still spewing I left these on open though, but I got a 24! Haha! I'll take this distraction. Wet fur, 20 out of 50. Why is like half the beavers not going and doing the bottom or something? Not everyone's able to get some pumpkins. We need to up the rooftop terrace aesthetic. Oh, speaking of rooftop terrace aesthetics. Oh no, roof aesthetics, that's what I'm speaking of. Roof and beaver bust. We need to up their game. I decided to plant some bloody coffee beans here last episode, completely forgetting that this gets contaminated. And that's why there was a roof on there, MiGly, along with the bench. So yeah, now beavers, get those in. That should help with the roof aesthetics. And it's well overdue, but we need to get the brazier back on under here. I don't think it was ever built, but it was bloody made a big fuss of. We've got to keep the kohlrabis warm, you know. Since we can put nothing else here, get brazier up. I would put a roof there, but we've got a roof there, you see. Redundant roofs, no reason for it. Oh, I just spied something. Can I do it? I want to do it. Let me do it, game. Can I get a real casual side platform off the side of these ladders here? Oh, yes, thank you very much, Lee. I'm going to pop some metal platforms down here, because the thing I'm going to pop on here is Hout, the Flame of Unity. It's getting plopped right on there. Aye, well worth 300,000 science points. Look at that Flame of Unity hanging out there. It's in! It's bloody in! The Labour Monument's in! Look at that! The coverage! That's why we had the high score! Half the hooses, actually no, there's only one big major stack of hooses in there. That's covered. And if you're hanging out at the rooftop terrace like these beavers are there, you're getting the Labour Monument buff! What a buff! I didn't even clock that was getting in at all. Well, yeah, now we'll have the little Flame of Unity in very soon. And we're going to have to wait for some more science points before we find out where the Tribute Ingenuity's going. Unless you've seen previous episodes and have been watching and membering, then you'll know precisely where that's going to go. How we got 5 unemployed beavers, but nobody's in there. Oh, it's paused. Alright, MiGly, why don't you just go ahead, do the old switcheroo on the hauling post, and just, you know, just watch the beavers dance around for a bit, get themselves all lumbered up and everything. Because you need to lumber up your brain, pal. You know, watching all these beavers get all limbered up and fit has got me thinking. We need to celebrate this half a century of Cavey, didn't we? We need to get it done. And the way we're going to commemorate half a century of Cavey is by going and doing here and unpausing these big aqueduct metal pillars. And supporting bridges and platforms that keep it all braced up above the beavers' heads. That's them all unpaused. There's only 4 of them. Yeah, we're going cycle 50. It's when we start on the old hour spill here. But I have a feeling we're going to get this one in first. Look at the beavers, they're hammering on it already. Because it simply is just the pillar base, whereas everything else is something and then the pillar base. And I do have a sneaking suspicion that the beavers are going to struggle to access all of this for building purposes. Oh, would you look at that? The beavers finally got this in. They can get this in maximum priority. Not that it'll matter because, well, yeah, now we got all of that unpaused. And get a load of this. We've got our entire industry, for the most part, unpaused here. And our little hauler house here has bloody 10 grafters in it. And we've got some beavers grafting away in the bot pod factories making bots, which I should have paused, or maybe hopefully they haven't made any bots. Yeah, it doesn't look like they've actually made any bots yet. But those beavers are getting all of these little warehouses here stocked up with bot parts ready to be assembled. Alright, let's get this to 99 and then stop it. Damn it, MiGly, why every time? Why do you do it to yourself? Now you need to do it again and build another bot for no bloody reason. We're not making enough gears. Is this gear warehouse up here on paused? Scroll through the floor. It's paused. You get opened up. And then, you know, it looks like we've got 3 bots back in the efficient mine now. Right, 99% beavers. No more than that. That's 99%. Let's pause ye. And I'm tempted to get this next bot assembler on the crack with a bit of a priority action. And then we could have 2 bots ready to gun, couldn't we, at all times? That would be canny. I'm basically using these like I was the breeding pods in the early game. A little bit of backup rather than just, we need beavers, get their pods out. But anyway, let's do a little check-up here. Let's do a little check-up while the farmers are picking the plants and the beavers are working out. We've got enough water to see us through the next 5.2 days, that's fine. And our food situation is scary. Our berries are going down. We've only got corn rations. And we're relying on these bloody grapes. It's no good. And maybe it's time we get the number cruncher on the gun. That engine, catalyst can go down in priority a little bit. You know what? Those 14... Oh, I don't want to delete those 14 metal blocks because they're probably not going to go into the number cruncher. They're probably going to get into one of these massive builds here. Oh, Tim! Boop, let's have a look. It looks mint. Big Shadow the Hedgehog vibes there, like... And that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Oh, look at the kid hanging out in the rooftop terrace admiring the big aqueduct pillar. Let's fast forward until the fire comes up and the beavers join us for a little bit of rest and relaxation in the big rooftop terrace here, admiring the new pillar of the aqueduct variety. Oh, bloody, I love hanging out with the beavers here on the bench, like, you feel like a proper beaver, don't you? You feel like you're in Cavey, you're like, oh, what up, mate? What did you do today? Oh, I hauled some shite from A to B, I pulled some corrobies up the ground, you know, it's all as it is. Just different talk to the coggers, they're a bit strange. Well, look at that big old pillar, and it's only gonna get taller. Not much taller, though, because we can only build 2 bloody blocks up. But yeah, now, my plan to be able to build is to basically get to the tippity top. But the only issue with that is we need to build the pillars before we can build the platforms, which allows us to get to the tippity top. And to build the platforms, we need to have access to the tippity top already. Full scaffold style. So my plan is to get this little bad lad up in priority, have that built, get beavers across the side there like that, and I can do the same thing over here, which then, if I'm cheeky about it, lets us put a single platform there, little sky path for building these up. And I just saw that that's not going to be possible. We need to get another platform here to bypass this big metal platform during construction. So now I believe all of this high priority construction here will allow us to get all of the extra high priority construction built. And look, don't worry about the fact that this platform will get built before this gets built and it's not actually supported by anything. We'll do it in a speedy up bit and you won't even notice it. Probably. Oh, we're dry! We're dry! Bad tides dried us out. Oh, it's because we don't get the top up. You know what that means, peeps. It's time to unpause the crazy fluid dump. Azra, get your hoop in there and fill this bloody cave right back up so I hydrate everything. And here we are. Cycle 51. Whoa! How and when did this happen? We know how this happened. But when did bloody Yolin get bloody contaminated? But you do understand, Yolin, that that's not allowed here in Cavey. Unfortunately, pal, you're going to have to get migrated over to D9 and produce some batteries. Alright, Yolin, you may as well enjoy your last sit down here at Cavey, because although you're only 23, you need to get your hoop up those bloody ladders, get yourself slightly off the path here, and say hello to your brand new district on the corner, the Pippity Pipe here. How do you feel? No answer whatsoever. I guess they're feeling a bit under the weather here. But look at this. We managed to keep things nice and hydrated up in here. We definitely want to pause, old mate, because we've got some job issues on the crack, I imagine. Look at that, we even have 2 on workplace low. That's not bad. Hang on, why is the bloody bad water here? Oh yeah, that's right, because I dumped this bit of bad water down into the cave, which then came down into here, and it's just stagnating now, that's right. Just like the water likes to stagnate here. Look how long it takes to get away. These better not... Oh, luckily it's just flooded and it doesn't kill them in like 0.6 days like a bloody contamination does. Oh, look at this pillar. Oh, it's coming in nicely, that. Look at that. It gone straight through past the lemonade stand / bloody ladder / bloody deep water pump. And yeah, now look, I could just put loads of ladders up the side there, like extending that ladder stack up and build this like, you know, maybe somewhat normally and realistically. But this is Cavey, and Davey wouldn't have had that. Davey would have said, had a wee with your bloody realism, pal. You know what, I am so very happy that I untook this little pause on schedule box for at least one of these here. Because if I hadn't have, we would have got 0 bad water back that whole tide. And you've been taking up a bloody job every day, haven't you? Right, these are both back on basic now. Neat bloody fancy timer's got them on the crack. We've got the power all the way up. We've got this bit of impermeable roof on. I still can't believe we got the Labour Monument up and I didn't realise, like. This is the first time I've seen the bloody Update 6 Labour Monument now. Dude looks mad. I like it. I approves. Especially as the shadows change. What I didn't approve of is beavers being contaminated and still getting on our bloody path. One of our uncontaminated beavers could get on there, you know. Oh, and grand. If we have a look at the dirt excavator and the centrifuge over here, they're both high priority and they're both waiting on metal blocks. And I placed the centrifuge before I placed the dirt extractor, which means the metal blocks are gone in the centrifuge first. But not before they get shoved in the number cruncher. And they're not get shoved in the number cruncher before they get shoved in the engine here. Ooh, we're flooding. That means the water's nice and clean. It only took 2 days. That's not bad, that like. Nice clean water coming through here. Aye. I like that. I like it a lot. I bloody love that pillar. The colour scheme on this pillar, like, I love me some black and red. I love me some black and yellow. Black and purple. The very best. So yeah, nah, I'm bloody loving these big aqueduct bloody pillars. Look at that, it's even a little bit rusty on the bottom there, look at that! Oh hello, water wheel! Getting slapped in the heat of the water wheel. I tell you what, the need for logs is real here in Cavey, like. We need them to fuel everything from burning straight up into an engine, chopping into planks, then the planks need to be turned into cogs, so we need to do extra planks, which means we need extra logs. But don't worry, because the planks also need to be turned into treated planks, so we need to do extra planks, and we need to fuel the smelter with logs, fuel the food factory with logs. It's just a big old log burning game, this, at the moment. Which is fine, I think we have enough plantation. The issue is, all of this wooden stuff we need to build here. I think since we've got this hill sorted, we're going to have to use this old replant tool here. And get the oaks back on the hill. Because if they start drying out, we just switch old mate on. Any moistens the oaks will read up. I am a tad concerned though of berry situation. Because I was going on about food earlier. Hang on, do we actually not have any kohlrabi storage anywhere? MiGly mate, you've got 0 kohlrabi storage and you've maxed out this. Where are you going to put your kohlrabis? Alright, kohlrabis go here where the eggplants are. Kohlrabis. Get that locked in. Oh no, that can't be kohlrabis. That has to be fermented soybeans. Because we've got soybeans on the side there. We are lacking on the cassavas, like. Do we need to get more cassavas on the gun? I thought we had enough, but apparently not. Let's reclaim this bottom row here for cassavas. And then once these soybeans have grown and been picked, they'll be replanted with cassavas. I'll automatically like. And how are the beavers coming along with our little bridges here? Once again waiting for metal blocks, which won't get in until these are all in here. We won't get metal blocks until we get scrap, which again, we need bloody gears for. And for gears, we need planks. For planks, we need logs. It's all the same every time. It just keeps looping back to needing more and more logs. I guess one thing we can do is just hang about here and do a random speedy up bit waiting for these dirty, contaminated beavers to cork it, like. Got a warning and a deed, beaver! Yolin, we followed you all the way through from being contaminated to deed on the ground. And surely you're gonna die of hunger soon, mate. Get on the ground of hunger. That way we can clear up the little pipe area here. Because we still have to pop something beautiful on this pipe. And your dodgy district won't help that at all. You know what though, seriously, I think we've done our right. We've got 4 contaminated beavers in total this entire series so far. And we've had a fair few bad water mishaps, especially since I started getting this pipe system in. I tell you what, looking at it there when I was circling it, this bloody pipe system, it looks mental. It fits perfectly on the side of the map there. It all just sort of comes together, especially with the centrifuge on the top there and the floating water pumps to top it. It is grand. And I am tooting me own horn, but I bloody love it. To think what we started with and what we've got now. Absolutely wildly different. Only in good ways though. Only in good ways. And look at this, Wacoggers have got the treated plank in, as well as, oh, I thought they had some gears, but they didn't. They're now making the last bit of scrap, because I don't think they're going to get any gears in soon. That's it. Now they're just hanging about, day and night, waiting for gears. Oh, the metal hour hangs in. Look at this bad lad. It can't have the grape form. And then atop that, we build their big aqueduct pillar, which I'm going to do now. Let's watch their big aqueduct pillar get plopped in. There it is. The big aqueduct pillar base. And I don't think the beavers will be able to reach any higher now, so there's no more resources getting poured in there. What about in here? Aye, this is where our metal blocks are going for now. So let's do ourselves a quick metal block hammering in speedy up bit, and then once this is in, we should see beavers smashing away at this engine, as well as this number cruncher here. And look at that beaut right there. They got the number cruncher chugging away, taking 500 horsepower the whole time. The whole time we're taking 500 horsepower. Look, the beavers are asleep. 550 horsepower. Why 550? Where's the 50 horsepower gone? I'll see where the 50 horsepower's gone and keeping the bots nice and topped up. But yeah, now since we've got this wonderful little number cruncher here, we can go down here and say, beavers, your services are no longer required. I'd much rather have your logs. And I mean it, beavers, I want you to pick those logs up with an absolute quickness. Thank you. Because that will allow me to get me 2 engines down. And I feel like this is finally the time, peeps. We unlock the beaver statue and pop it right there. But not before getting the beavers to pop that little shaft in. Look at this bit of beaver sitting in the oil press day and out for bloody God knows how long. You know what, beaver? Stay in there, because it's not going to be long until you're up and running. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, yeah, that's right. After 1 day, I need to manually put this up to 1. And then the water level rises with the quickness nice and smoothly and pishes out the corner of the map there thanks to a lovely little bug that I found out about in the comments. I thought I was being clever and there was some funny corner of the map physics going on, but no, it turns out the funny corner of the map physics is a thing. I'm just not being clever. Like not turning the dynamite factory on. That'll be why we're going to be running the dynamite. We're going to be doing new magic explosives. Oh, what a buffoon. What an absolute buffoon, eh? Oh, are we drying out here? I just want to make sure we're not. Do I get ahead of it and just turn old mate on so we didn't ever dry out? Why not, you know? We're going crazy with it. Oh, look at that. Network power supply 2000, demand 2035. And a lot of these things are bloody paws. And I've only got the bot factories gone so they can slowly tick away and put something in these bloody big warehouses here that you can barely see because I've got all the things built up in here. You know what, actually, I just decided I don't like this. I don't like that at all. Be gone. So technically I didn't need to delete that bottom little singular hive platform, but I did, so it's deleted and I'm redoing it. There we go. But I didn't like the big stack of bloody platforms on there. I was like, we've got to do something a bit nicer than that round here for the top of our bloody industrial estate, you know? So we've got the hour hangs on this side. And you know what? Let's make deleting this platform worth it. There we go. Now it's all metal. Looks good. Rather than the hour hang being in a bloody wood sawney, you know? And look, we got beavers banging away up here already. And with that, you can actually see and click into this bloody large warehouse. That's a win if I say so myself, like. And we got that tidy little speedy up out of it now. That looks much better, that, like. That tidy little platform bridge there, rather than just big platforms. You can properly say into this, it's mint. And even when this is built here, we'll still have nice, easy, clickable access to the coffee beans, the large warehouse, and we've always had easy access to the pine, so we didn't worry about that. Oh, pine! Do we have a pine resin storage over here somewhere? Yes, we do. And I didn't find anywhere for kohlrabies to go, did I? Oh, and the coffee beans have got somewhere to go. Coffee beans, you're getting kicked out. Pine resin, you're getting kicked out. I think it would be a good idea to do corn rations because we're full on them there. And so we actually have some kohlrabi storage. A little bit of kohlrabi storage there. Once again, as I usually find myself saying when I talk about kohlrabi storage, not that we have any to store. Look at that beautiful number cruncher there, man. 10 science and ooh, that's heaps. With our 3 silencers down here, we were only making bloody 3. And while we're getting all of that built, why didn't we do a big experimental speedy up bit where I move my mouse very ever so slowly in a big straightish, as straight as possible line as I can. I don't know why I'm doing this while I'm actually moving the mouse. I can't talk for shite when I'm doing something. But yeah, now let's see how good this speedy up bit looks when it's all up in post. And hopefully you can actually see a decent little bit of progress and it looks alright and it's not just a big jittery mess the whole bloody time. Oh, and I noticed something I need to unpause. I need to unpause stability fluid dump, but I can't because I'm doing this all locked in with the mouse, one continuous movement. Look, I need to stop talking, otherwise this is just going to be not a speedy up bit and it'll look horrendous. So yeah, now I'll catch you in the morning, peeps, where we're gonna absolutely gone mental with this water tank build situation. Now that we've got everything ready to go for it anyway. That is, unless I read some comments and decide to do something completely different. Because I believe the episode where I ask about the pipe designs and stuff, I believe that episode's going to come out before I record another episode. So yeah, now, join me tomorrow for another episode of Cavey. Toodles!